let's define heat and work. Heat, okay, is the energy that flows between two systems because of a temperature difference. So heat is something that goes from one system to another because they happen to be at different temperature. Okay, and that thing that flows, we now know that we've now identified that as energy. Okay, so when the system and the surroundings are not in thermal equilibrium, you say you're going to have heat flow. Okay. Now, any other way of transferring energy is called work. So, any other way of transferring energy that cannot be classified as heat would be a transfer of energy by way of what we would call work. Okay. So, if a system's temperature changes, okay, it doesn't necessarily mean heat is flowing into or out of your system, because a temperature change could occur if there's an energy flow into the system. It doesn't have to be done by heat. You can do it by work. So think of heat and work as just two ways of transferring energy. Okay? How can when is a particular transfer of energy considered a heat flow? That is if that occurred because you put something hot in contact with something cold. Any other way that you transfer energy would be what you would call work. Okay? All right. So, in which of the following is the observed temperature change due to heat, given the definition of heat and work? Is it A, okay, rubbing two hands together? What do you notice when you rub your two hands together? It gets hot, right? Are you heating your hands? If you hit a hammer with a nail, you'll notice if you touch the nail, it gets hot, right? Did you heat it? Is that temperature change due to heat? Or if you put a pot of water on a hot stove, is that is that temperature change because of energy transfer by way of heat? So which of these is due to heat? Correct answer is C. Okay, so rubbing two hands together, okay, unless one hand is hotter than the other one to begin with, the increase in temperature there is not due to heat. Okay, that would be mechanical work. Hitting a hammer with a nail, that's also, you're not heating it, you're causing its temperature to rise by giving it energy, and the energy was transferred to it in the form of work. Okay, heat is energy that's transferred because you put something hot in contact with something cold. Okay, so here's another example. If you pass electricity through a wire, so let's say you have a piece of wire, you dip it in uh, water. Okay, you pass electricity through your wire, and the temperature change the wire. The temperature of the wire will increase, and the temperature of the water will increase. So the temperature increase in the wire, is that due to heat or work? And the temperature of the water, the change in the temperature of the water, is that due to heat or work? What would what would go into these blanks right here? So correct answer in both cases. In when you're pushing your electrons through your wire, causing your wire to increase, you're not putting your wire in contact with something hot. Okay, so that's work. That's called electrical work. So the wire got hot because of electrical work. Now, since the wire got hot, you're now putting the hot wire in contact with the cold water. So the heating of the increase in the temperature of the water is now, we say, is due to heat transfer from the wire to the water. Okay? So correct answer there is B.